I am so sick. No, I am not Neo. I had that one planned for the start of this one. I'm not really sure about what I'm going to talk about today. I just saw the camera and I was like, I haven't done this in a few days. Let's just hop right into it. Just took some NyQuil, so hopefully that'll kick in by the end of this filming. But I guess what's on the top of my mind right now is love. I feel like love is a very complicated concept if you make it complicated. I don't know. It's one of those things for me that growing up I never thought that I was deserving of it. So I would self-sabotage all of my relationships, whether or not they were good or if they were bad. It would provide me some level of control just being able to create my own conclusion. And by creating my own conclusion, I, in a sense, have control because I'm controlling the situation, obviously. So you're the puppeteer of your own situation. But I'm taking a personal health management sort of class based on relationships right now. And we talked about the basis of healthy relationships. And it's all the basic stuff that, for the most part, everybody knows, like trust and love, companionship, all that kind of stuff. But I thought it was very interesting just how easy it is to lock yourself into toxic situations, especially if that's all that you're used to. And you can recognize that the other person isn't a good person, or excuse me, like they're a good person, but they just bring the worst out of you. But because of maybe the way that you were raised, or because of this is all you've dealt with, you think that this is what you're deserving of. So when you're in a good situation, when things are going well, it's like a curveball. It's confusing. It's like, oh my god, do I even deserve this? Like, how is this so nice? How is this person so supportive of me? How is this person actually listening to me? Why do I feel like I can be myself around them? Why do I feel like I'm allowed to say no? Why do I feel like I'm allowed to be my own person and I don't have to, drop everything at the pin of the other person if they want to do something? And I don't know, it's a very harsh reality of a lot of people. And I don't think people recognize the importance of attachment styles and what they do. And I think it's interesting. I can't remember if I touched this in a past video, but I know that you'll have a secure friend who's only really had secure relationships, and they'll be friends with somebody who has an insecure attachment style, whether that's anxious, avoidant, or both. And they hear the stuff that's going on, and they're like, "How? I didn't even know that people are like this." And my friends all have this same question with me because everybody I end up meeting always has an immense amount of personality and they're very open, and they're always like, Brandon, how do you meet these people? And I just feel like you attract what you're similar to. So if you are insecure, you're going to attract insecurity. If you're secure, you're going to attract secure, whether that's attachment styles or just in general. But I do think it's a very interesting perspective to have friends from all different types of calibers, because you're able to see where they're at and you're able to see where you're at, and whether or not they're further in their journey or they're behind in their journey compared to where you are. And like listening to my friends talk about stuff that I dealt with 5 years ago, they're dealing with it now. And it's so interesting because you just want to like grab them by the head and shake them and just be like, shut the fuck up. But you can't do that. Well, you can, but it's probably not the best thing to do as a friend. I'm not the perfect example of that because I'm like, dude, what are you doing? But no, yeah, so I just think relationships are very complicated, and I think they're also the most important thing in life. I think they bring happiness because relationships, in essence, eliminate loneliness because you have somebody else. You don't have just a relationship with yourself, which is number one, extremely important, but you have it with somebody else. And trust is something that's very difficult to build up, but it's also very easy to drop at the drop of a dime. So it's a very complicated manner, and it's very strange how some people can have one opinion of you while other people have vast different opinions of you, and I don't think one of them is right. And I don't know. I've had that argument with parents. I've had that argument with friends, and it's like, oh, a ton of people think I'm a great person, so you know whatever you're saying doesn't mean that much because I know a ton of people that are supportive of me, but that isn't valuable within our situation. That doesn't mean anything within that. So I don't. It's very. I don't know. It's strange. But before we leave, I wrote a screenplay today, and it's sick. It's a horror short, and basically it's about. I really want it to be two girls because it's pretty. It's not violent, but I guess I'll just explain the short film. So it's about this girl who's in her therapist's office, and it starts off kind of being blurry, high-pitched sound, and then it comes into the therapist basically saying, you can talk to me about anything. And the patient is there, and she says that she has this obsession with murder. And she talks about how she creates this, or she has this like obsession with murder that she has all of the murders for her friends, her close friends, her family, all this kind of stuff like written out, and she loves to get so close to do it but not actually doing it, and it like brings her excitement and joy, and the therapist is sitting there like horrified because the entire film is supposed to be really up close and personal to the point where you don't really know if they're going to or not, and it ends really cool. I don't want to spoil everything, but I'm very excited to bring it to life to you guys. So hopefully that will be done within the next couple weeks. I still have to find some actors, but I want it to be two girls because I feel like men usually are the, you know, like the aggressive sort of ones, but I think it'd be interesting for a girl to talk about that within a therapist session because it's like, it's weird, it's taboo, and I think that would be kind of exciting to watch, and it would add more dread to the video. So appreciate you guys. I'll catch y'all later. Thank you for tuning in. Bye bye.